mean, this isn't closer in the
I was about to say.
I suppose it's towards Zeus, right? I mean, this is, you know, obviously not taking anything away from Faker. I'm sure he can play it, but it's a very particular target ban against T1.
It to me signals that you want to go for an early Gnar pick. I mean,
no, really?
I said it wasn't available. This would make a lot more sense, though. I really liked it. I really liked the Nico shout out there. Carry, of course, having a great performance on that last time, but this makes a lot more sense into the comp.
Absolutely.
He's still being in a very uncomfortable position. I don't know if I can actually go for it. Kingen teleported back to that lane to keep that pressure, which means that Pyosik is actually going to pick up his first mark. And maybe looking for a play on bot.
Yeah, they're going to go for the Alistar. They want to get that root, but not actually going to amount to much, but they still have the damage. First blood will go to Keria. I believe just burning him down with the Ignite, but that's a nice little conversion to pick up that first blood for the bottom side.
Really well played there by T1. You know, you have full control. You know that Pyosik is going to be towards the top side. And they make great use of the early power that T1 has shown to have in this lane. Zyra Khan, of course, is a lane that is...
DRX say, yeah, go ahead. Take the Drake. We're not going to do anything about it. We do not care.
Max is not here, so we should get an Ocean Rift. Okay.
No, it's... No.
Wow. The curse of Atlas continues.
Yeah, I don't know how he has this much power, but I guess he's just a really powerful caster.
It feels unfair. You know, I was like, we're going to have some fun with our Drakes, but...
You know, maybe it's just leftovers. We got another big trade up on the top side, but Kingen is trying to take out this turret, and looks like he may just be able to. Yeah, he's going to just go for it. He takes the trade, and he just slaps him down! Says, Zeus, get out of my rift! You are nothing compared to me!
And Kingen, what a performance here. He gets the counter pick, and you said it coming in, right? Like, Kingen is the kind of player where you're like, oh, he's nice, you know, he's good. But when you think about DRX, you think all about Pyosik. And then to see him to get the counter pick and make such great use of it is really impressive. Like, being able to confident enough to know, okay, Zeus, your Gnar bar is not going to hit that point before I actually get to take you down. And I feel like he's kind of baiting it here as well, because I think at this point he can already go in and get the final Ordo. But he actually baits in Zeus here, who's like, I'm so close. I'm almost going to become Mega. And then you can flip that play really easily, right? But Kingen here with the Jace is creating so much pressure in the top side that, as you can see, that is these big team fight plays from T1. You need to get this dragon, otherwise the game is going to get really, really hard for you.
Yeah, absolutely. And the thing about poke comps is that you have to hit your poke. Yeah. If you don't hit your poke, you're just doomed. And I don't know what this is from Kingen. He's going to have to flash away after knocking him back. That's a really nice amount of poke into that back line. Faker actually getting really low alongside of Gumayusi. And with the teleport coming in and now the Rift Herald down on the bottom side, T1 saying, we don't have to risk it for just the one Cloud Drake here. Let's give that away and get fast track on the mid lane.
And then Bounce, yeah, just make sure that you stay alive. There's so many limits being tested here, right? Every time, like, are they going to die? Is someone going to get taken out? And it might happen here.
Wow. Yeah, he's dead. And they have a little bit of pushing power here in the mid lane. This game is a little bit all over the place. Note that Pyosik picks up a mark in the enemy jungle as this is happening. So, keep your head on straight, everybody. This is, we're going for a little bit of a wild ride here.
I think that DRX as a whole is still pretty well. Need to be careful.
Oh, Keria, he's looking for names. He wants Bao, and Kingen in the front line tries to get it onto Gumayusi, but that is not going to work. He will be taken out, trying to save his AD carry. And just another straight-up pick here. There's that hard engage from the Rakan we were talking about in draft, and it's looking really good in this game so far.
Keria's just been playing so well this entire game, and this is the problem with DRX's composition. You can't overstep.
Oh man, you cursed him. Why'd you do that? What? What?
I'm sorry. Okay, Keria.
What are you doing?
I didn't mean to. Okay, I'm really sorry. That was not my intention.
That was like the most obvious curse we've had in a while. I mean, he literally just ran it down right after you said that.
Yeah,
that wasn't good. Nice flash from Faker here. Show him convert this one as Becca will spot him. Over the wall he goes. That's a huge paddle star. Keria now into the back line, but that is a massive Kindred ultimate. It saves so much damage. Can they turn this one around after that? Look at Bao's positioning. It is just huge, as now everybody was laughing at him for the beginning of this game, but he is going to pick up a triple kill and maybe pick up Faker. No, that's going to be the ignite from the Zoe, but that all came down to the massive ultimate from Pyosik.
And the Drake was stolen here by Bao of all people. It wasn't Pyosik diving in. I wondered, is he want to try and go big with a Lamps Respite steal, maybe try some funky business? Instead, what we see is that T1, even after the Lamps Respite comes down, they funnel so much cooldowns into trying to take down the members of DRX. That shockwave from Faker was well into the Lamps Respite. And I don't actually think they can do this. That guy's gonna not die, but okay, they'll be fine. Oh, that was a bit scary.
It's still close.
Are they fine?
Yeah.
Okay.
There we go.
So.
They got Faker. I think he's just dead. Yeah, he's just dead. They slap him down on the bottom side. They got the Banshee's Veil earlier on. And that might just be it. As you mentioned, no Orianna means no Shockwave. Gumiusi's going to take a bunch of damage. And man, DRX, they are on top of their game tonight. Looking really pretty clean here in this one. And with the Baron, they'll be looking to push this one in. The poke, just not much they can do against this one now. Keria will give it one last try. That is a pretty fantastic engage, but the damage is just way too much. On the side of DRX, they are going to shut them down and fully clean up the side of T1 for the victory here in game number 1.
And I'm not gonna look at these guys. DRX with a dominating performance here in game number 1. It looked good for T1 up until the mid-game, where they were able to kind of trade evenly, but then there were a couple of key moments, right? And yes, Faker getting hit by the Sleepy Trouble Ball, it looks bad, but let's be honest, that's T1, there's only so much you can do, and like, you knew that, right? Like, yes, it could have been swapped to Baka, that was a possibility, but generally, you know you're going to be playing into that. I feel like the Gragas does not have a hard time into the Renekton at all. Gragas is such an incredibly strong neutralizer of matchups. It's similar to the role that Ornn kind of used to fulfill, right? Where Ornn into Renekton is actually a pretty good matchup for Ornn, right? Like, he can use Grasp so incredibly well. I feel like the same is going to be the case for King in here. And if you were going to go for this Renekton, I don't know. Like, as a whole, I don't love the composition from T1 here. I feel like you're very reliant on Faker actually getting stuff done later in the game, because the value that you get
here over LM, he's going to get that slowdown. And will the smite go the way of Pyosik? Yes, it will. As the smite came out early from LM, but now Pyosik in an awkward spot here. Faker over the wall as well. I think he even dodged that vision, but now they're just going to turn onto Kingen, who gets in a little bit of trouble. The flashes come in, bit of poke damage now from Pyosik over the wall, who does hop over and looks to take out LM, and he will be able to hand that kill over to the victor. Here's Keria from the bottom lane. He's level 2. I suppose that's one way for T1 to win the fight. Thank you, Mr. Keria. Your bottom lane isn't going to love that, but at the end of the day, Pyosik's still in the enemy jungle for over a minute now. He's just going for a little bit of a walk.
He can actually, you might, you're very far up.
There's no cask right now on Kingen, but Zeus kind of getting in there looking for the plate. I think he knows he's done. And with no flash available, they're going to give that kill over to Pyosik. Didn't look like he had the mark onto the Renekton. It comes in a little bit late, as you saw that there right at the last minute. But still, a kill's a kill, and they're going to take some pressure away from that top side.
But I can hear.
So, Becca trying to be a little bit cute there. He does have his flash, but he just says, yeah, you know, I'm dead, sure. You use your teleport, you get down to the bottom side. There's no dragon. I mean, okay, you got me. I'm just going to give that one away.
Yeah, not a lot to do there, as you said. Nice attempt with the Zenith.
Ready. Onto him as here comes the engage, trying to just get Pyosik down, but there's the Lamb's Respite. He gets it off once again. He's going to be on the edge, but he will go down eventually. Solar Flare is good, as is the cast, but they should still have the damage. It looks like T1, though, a little bit too low on their health bars. And even though it is 4v3 at this point in time, they're not exactly in a position to take this fight. And so DRX, funnily enough, even though it is 3v4, they will push on and take this T1 turret.
Well, the tempo advantage here as well, so they can get the turret, they can shove in, take control of that pit, and then hopefully get that crucial Drake. And I was talking about Gumayusi pushing his leads. He tries to do it there against Soka in a 1v1 scenario, but it's not good enough. Faker's lamps, or Faker, I think, was trying to go for like a 100-0 situation, right? Because you have two options. Either you, as we see the really good engagement barrier, he was trying to go for like kill Pioshik before he can lamp Respite. I'm not entirely sure why Pioshik didn't get shuffled all the way, because that would have definitely killed him, right? You kill him in the knockup and then the ult is not really relevant.
That looks a little weird. I'm not sure.
Maybe it was. That would be one of the, like, I don't know what else he could be, because there was no other CC available there, with the Renekton coming in later. But DRX do now have a setup there. Pioshik and King
to the pit actually has Keria, as now he will go in. They're looking to get it. That is a massive ultimate that comes out from Faker and separates the entire team of DRX, but you still have both of the carries from DRX alive here on the right side. They're going to be able to chip down onto Zeus, and it looks like the Ocean Drake will go the way of the Olaf, but Soka looking for more. He's going to pick up another kill, as Gumayusi will be able to trade it back, but now a triple over to the side of the Kaisa, and with the TP coming in from Kingen, they should be able to take down Gumayusi, and there it is, the quadra kill for Bao.
Exceptional fight there from both sides. In the end, though,
in fact, they're going to respect that teleport. Pioshik he's just kind of doing his own thing, and T1 have left Zeus to die on the left side, as meanwhile the Rel dies in the team fight under the sand turret. What is going on over here? As Becca takes a little bit too much damage trying to get that team fight going. Now Gumayusi trying to get on top of the Kindred, but you can see that DRX absolutely pummels them in the fight on the right side, and that is a super easy laser. By the way, Solka and Bao completely unaffected in this team fight once again. As DRX, I mentioned it comes down to execution. They absolutely stomped T1 in that fight.
And we might be looking at a 2-0 victory for DRX here, which would put them as one of our top 3 teams here, Valdez. And T1, there's so many moments where you think they're going to turn it around, right? It starts off looking really, really bad. With Zeus almost getting taken down, Faker goes full.
He's just got that killer instinct, and he's willing to use it at any point in time. They're just barreling down the mid lane, and now Keria is going to be not burst down this time, actually. Faker going to get a nice little engage, as they will also get the kill onto Bao, and now trying to get on top of Pioshik. They will be able to burst him down, and DRX, they give it back. T1 immediately come through, and Faker sweeps them up and picks up 3 kills.
2 teleports available, and this will be Soul. Keria, no.
Okay, well, just like that, you give DRX another chance. Keep in mind that there are some low-ish health bars down here. Not sure what Kingan's doing, trying to stop the blast plant. But this is going to be Ocean Soul going to T1, no doubt, as DRX just don't have that anymore. As Solka's going for a bit of a run. This is a massive engage, though, from Keria, as he's trying to win the game just like that for his team. And over the wall, they run straight into Gumayusi. And I think we're going to game 3 just like that. Keria and Faker, once again, they loaded up together with the duo, and they make the gigantic engage happen.
It's the reverse curse, just as I say, Gumayusi. I don't know if you're really doing enough. He goes for the 1v2, but as you said, the real heroes of that fight, Keria with these engages, man. Yes, he had the oopsie underneath the turret, right? Like, that was a little bit too deep, but this is the counter to that Lamb's Respite that had such a big impact in the last game. T1 kind of overcoming the struggles that they had in the first game, and just the decisiveness, even after what was honestly a rough series up until this point, to just go in like that. You know, Adam's flash didn't matter, so that's
exactly. He didn't need his flash at the end.
We take those.
He knew it. He's actually just a fortune. He can see the future.
Then. In outside of running, you can't really go out. This is a little bit greedy if they go for this. This I like more, even though I think that the Renekton, as opposed to the Gnar, has a lot more kill threat, right? Like, if you do make a mistake in that lane, you will get punished way more. And we see that Zeus likes the Prowler's Claw. Yeah, sure.
Still go for it.
I don't mind that. Yeah.
Yeah. You still need a heavy AP threat. It
works really well.
Orianna, it's the same idea that we had, the past couple of times, especially in game 1, where we did see the Orianna. And there it is. So he does pick it up, and here we go. Here are our compositions. So once again, T1 just kind of going with this heavy kind of run straight at you kind of composition with the Renekton Olaf, and it does fall flat on its face from time to time for this dive.
Yeah, this is perfectly set up here from DRX. Let's see if the execution comes through.
Ooh, Zeus, what are you gonna do? Is this your moment? The sun comes through on the bear stance, and down you go. First blood, 3.5 minutes in, an extremely clean dive, 3 CS for the Renekton, and he'll have to TP back, and a disaster for him to start off.
There is no counterplay to that, right? Like
his Drake priority that he got in the earlier games. Does look like he will now, though, as I say that, so moves on down, picks this one up. It doesn't look like Pyosik has enough help from the bottom side to really get on into those Drakes, so yeah, I suppose, but at the end of the day, is that worth it? I'm not thinking so, especially when this top lane is still like this. I mean, he's under 30 CS at almost 8 minutes into the game. This is just, it's a disaster up there for the Renekton.
And I think to make matters worse, if they could be for Zeus, normally what I think you'd go is you would go for the Protocol yet again, because it actually allows you to get, like, so you go in...
They're even committing through the teleport. There's no Dominus available, and not enough damage comes out. Faker's teleport will be the thing that saves them. Now Solka just trying to push the lane. He will get away with it. Does not get caught out there, even without his flash. So Faker, he's trying to... It's like he's on a boat, and there's multiple holes, and he's trying to fill all of them, and, he's bucketing out the water at the same time as managing the sails at this point. Just trying to make sure that the team doesn't fall apart.
Yet again, as Pyosik is top.
Oh, he's back.
He's there.
Wait, what? He's still here. Why are you still bullying this guy? Even Becca's up here. Are they even going to kill him? Please. Okay, they got him. That would have been silly if all 3 members came up and they still didn't get him after all of that bully. They're going to kill Zeus. They're just going to get the free kill. That's what DRX have been all about all game long.
And I can imagine they leave Zeus alone in chat, because it's just... But this is what you do, right? You attack the weak spot repeatedly here as DRX. It's so easy for you to just pick up 3 kills on the Renekton again and again and again. And T1, they get 2 turrets, but might even be able to turn it around here.
Yeah, I mean, T1 are doing a nice amount of damage down here. It's ultimates being blown as well, just to try to save this tier 2 bottom turret. It's not necessarily a huge deal in this game. As Pyosik again, the poke has to land. The Jace has to hit the shock blast. Becca, he's set up in a pretty interesting spot here. They're going to catch Faker. Will they be able to burst him down? There's the ultimate, and they do have the damage to take down that Orianna at the perfect time as a fantastic hook comes out from Becca. He finds the weak Orianna soft under spot, not the Ragnarok Olaf that could have just walked away from that one. And that is a massive pick as DRX pushed down the mid lane.
Absolute disaster for T1. This further gives more control over to DRX, who can take the dragon, can take the mid turret, and really break open the map for themselves, meaning that they get more value out of this Jace. They simultaneously pick up the single one most important member, right? We talked about this. Faker is the one who...
Really nice spot here. DRX should have seen him, but they're still going to get caught out here. There's that Featherstorm we were talking about. Immediate hook comes in, and where is the follow-up? It is just nowhere. The Prowler's Call comes in. Gooniusi finally able to get a great spot here underneath, but the Jace is just way too large at this point in time, and he's got Moonstaff Seraphine right behind him. So not the easiest point in time here is Pyosik as well. Going to look to run them down. And I'm not sure there's much of an escape here for T1.
Oh no, he's coming.
Okay, well,
he's coming, Valdez.
Now someone play the Jaws music. Here comes Udyr. Or, well, in this case, definitely not Udyr. He's getting on top of them, looking for that 80 carry, gets into the back line, and this was just inevitable. Faker, the last runner. The last unfortunate soul that, yeah, he's just going to get burst down. See you later. Pyosik going to pick up that kill. And DRX, at the end of the day, they kill all 5 members. It only took them a minute and a half.
There is a single upside, and that is that the tempo lead is kind of alleviated by the fact that like they have to change all the way around the map, but it doesn't matter. They're so speedy. They can just run straight to the Baron, and I understand T1's desperation, because like I said, I feel like that is the only way that you win this game, but several of their key carries are at such a deficit, right? Like LM has barely any impact, Zeus has not been a factor this entire game. Means that DRX, if you don't 100-0 and straight up win the fight, which is so hard due to these Seraphine ultimates, you just can't get it done. And this is what you see here as well. Like, they can't necessarily immediately straight on approach because you need to wait out that Seraphine ultimate. If you funnel into that and you get hit by the Encore, you just lose the fight straight up as well. And yeah, now you're in a position where the healing comes through. You already mentioned it, the Moon Staff. It's disgusting. And you know, I was like, I'd like to see some AP. And here we see why you do go for Moon Staff. Even on the mid lane Seraphine, it's not like you need the AP for wave clear. And in these long drawn out fights, the value is just obscene.
This is where they love to be. Hitting you with God sparkle things from about 5 miles away. Not much you can do about that. Okay. Looks like, okay, we get the pick on Tebeka, but actually it's Zeus who dies at the end of the day. Pyoshik going to run down the Kaisa and zoom him away. Gumiusi trying his best, but he does get exhausted. He'll get the Guardian Angel. That's about all that's going to happen. Triple kill here for the Xayah. You could see a Penta. Will they go for it? Looks like the answer is going to be no. DRX still be happy. They just want to take their big win, and boy, it is a big one. 2-1 over T1 tonight. You can see they are ecstatic in the team house.
Look at them go, and I gotta say, I was expecting T1 to take the final game, but we put our question marks with the draft in the second game, right? And then it was basically a repeat. The Seraphine does come through, but it's not even the Seraphine, it's just the way that you get to see this, and they're just like, we just beat T1, right? Like, this is a team with so much history. And like anyone that's gonna blame Zeus for this, that's gonna like, you know what I'm talking about, like they're gonna go and they'll be like, oh, this Renekton, he didn't do anything, and he got smashed by Jace. That's not the story of this game. It was just DRX playing the early macro game so incredibly well, and T1, it's back to the drawing board because the game plan that they went for throughout this series, even when